Hey, it's the Chief, bonding with board games, and I'm going to be doing a digital preview of Tudor. Henry VIII, so keep Henry VIII in mind. You will see his 6 wives in there, 2 of which did not fare very well at all. But this is a worker placement game with a touch of the nastiness. This is a pre-production copy. It's nicely mocked up. I'm going to set it back here in the background. The nastiness is that worker placement's always about stealing that spot when the other guy or gal wants it. But this one goes a little bit further. It involves hands and rings and positions of power within the court, and you coming up and basically embarrassing or causing the person that's in that power to lose the power, and you take it. So there's a little bit of a take that. Now, I'm also going to talk when we get in. For those that don't know, Academy Games, and the co-producer is Courtiers, I believe out of Europe. Academy Games production value is phenomenal. So I wanted to show they've done a lot of Kickstarters. They recently did, if I can hold the paper right, Agents of Mayhem. Woo. All right, based on a video game that I never have played with 3D modeling and combat and a little bit of an adult theme. So they've done many, many Kickstarters. You may be familiar with 878, if I can again hold the paper right, Vikings, Birth of Europe, Asymmetrical Warfare, awesome group or team game, my favorite tactical World War II system of all times, Conflict of Heroes, Mare Nostrum, which, man, everybody I had come over and play that loved it. And then you've got Birth of America here with 1775. Boom. Enough on that. Let me go in and do a screen share. And we're going to see, I should have set this up a little bit better because I closed out the rules. But I'm going to open that up right now. And let me see if I can screen share that again. There we go. Boom. Let me drag that over. And I was all the way down at the bottom. Wow. Okay. So the rule book looks totally final to me, but this is pre-production. Again, things here could change. So you are in King Henry VIII's court. The whole thing is that you're trying to move into power positions within that court using worker placement in order to gain the most prestige points, which are just victory points, and win the game. Going to game setup here, I'm not going to walk you through. I'm going to tell you right now that Dan King from Game Boy Geek did a phenomenal preview video, which might as well be the full game play show. He hits on each of the points, walks you through their actions, gets into the rings. I'm going to just touch on these. If you want a very nice detailed explanation, I don't think I can do better than him. Go see Dan King. Looking here at our number 2, which is this hand. It's also a player blind. You're seeing what I call the back of the hand, baby. I'm giving you the back of the hand. The hand, I will tell you, it works as a player blind, and you're going to see the palm side here in a second. And then the back of the hand, or the fingers, will also display rings that will go on there, and you can see the rings that are on different players' hands. The hand looked a little weird to me at first. It looks like it's coming out of a grave, and it just kind of sticks up in the air like that, but that's just a real fancy cuff, probably on a puffy shirt. All the artwork is top-notch. If you know Academy Games, they do not put out substandard bits, boards, art, or rule books even. It's phenomenal. You can see the contents as I slide on through here. We're not going to spend a lot of time on them. I will talk about your scoring cards and your scenario cards in a bit. So here's a little bit better shot. There's even a better one a little bit further on the rule book that I'll show you in a second. But I'm going to show you, this is you're looking at your player blind. You're looking at the palm of your hand and where these rings are. So you can see the red ring on the ring finger and like this brownish ring on the pinky finger. You can see as I move my cursor how they slide down, and it shows B here. You can see just barely that the ring finger and pinky finger are highlighted. It then tells you this will interact with Courtier or Lord action B. I'll show you that board in a second. I even have still shots. I'll get them to pull up unless I have a glitch there. And then it tells you how these rings in this position are going to help you take a little bit of a bonus action when you do B. Now, if you notice here, if you had a ring on the pointer finger, the middle finger, and the ring finger, and it's highlighted here, you would do A. And you can see there's one that allows you to do it with D, C, E, and F. All right. The overview of the board itself, it really just shows the, it's a little hard for me to walk through here, but you're going to have these tables where you're going to be coming in either as a lord or a courtier and taking certain actions that'll move you up in, what is it, the audience of chambers, I think. I can't remember. No, those are the tables. I can't remember what the court is called. Sorry. The rounds are tracked by the wives. I'll show you a picture, but I wanted to hold in on this for a second. So you can see the green or the red card that I'm moving my cursor around on. That is a scoring card that will tell you what the in-game scoring will be. There are 3 different cards of this that allow you with different variability. You can either draw them in blind, and there's a spot for them to go on the board, or there's even a part of the rule book that tells you, hey, if you pick red card 2, green card number 4, and scenario 1, that is a great card for beginners or something, or a great setup for beginners. So it allows you to change up play variability. Green scoring cards, they score during the game. So you take actions and score victory points immediately. Red score after in-game scoring, and the blue scenario cards give you extra actions that are taken in addition to and separate from your Lord and Courtier actions. So you're saying, what are these Lord and Courtier actions? So first you have a chamber assignment. You're literally lining up on these little seats with your meeples to get in and get to the table. Once you get in, you're in the chamber. Your little meeples end up sitting on the left-hand side of the table, and when they trigger, they'll get to pick one of these actions. So in this case, they could either do C or D action, which are things that'll move you up in the main courtroom where you're trying to, or in the audience room. I think I'm calling that right. And then you have your Lord placement. So it's the exact same room, exact same table, but the Lords are more like a little pawn that are sitting on the right side. And when they trigger, they will actually do both actions at the table. So C and D, E and F, whatever those actions are, they'll get to pull those off. Again, please go watch Dan King's video. He really walks you through those actions, how they work, how they affect the board and gameplay. Let me move right on down to, I think that's the, sorry, I don't want to slide around too much. There's the court offices. I'll show you a still picture later. The audience chamber actions. Let me get down to, there's a better hand card if I can slide all the way down. Oh, this is a great page. So again, it shows you the highlighted fingers are showing you where the rings are at, and then that affects action A and how it emphasizes or changes or enhances action A. Same with B, same with C. All right, so D would be the thumb and the pointer finger, and it would affect D. And it looked a little odd to me at first, but it's just so intuitive. Here's that bigger hand I wanted to show you. So again, here the ring is on the thumb and the pointer finger. You bring her on down, and you can see where the ring and the pointer finger are highlighted, and it tells you that it's going to affect D, and then how it enhances the D action. So if you got the ring on these fingers, you're going to want to be grabbing the D action. There are movements you can make or actions you can take that allow you to swap rings on different fingers, and you can get more rings, so on and so on. Game end, and here's the scoring cards. So you can see 1, 2, 3 red cards. Again, they affect in-game scoring. There's 3 of them, but 4, 5, and 6 green cards are scoring that happens right during gameplay. And then there are 5 different scenario cards that allow you to take actions in the game that are above and beyond the court and the Lord actions. Let me pop out of the screen share. I'm going to try to do a little more smoothly. There we go. I did it a little rough on one of my other ones, and I did not like it as much. Now, I'm going to go in. I've got some still shots just of the board, and I think I'm going to have to do some maneuvering around maybe to show you these. Let me see. Yes, I think I am. So I'm going to chit-chat with you why I move this stuff around and get to what I call my special little folder. And then I can bring this back up. And, well, if I can get that to close. And then we're going to screen share again. And I'm going to now open this up. Good. Let me mess with this a little bit because I'm just going to thumb through, but we'll get this as big as we possibly can, I think, so you can see it. I will warn you again, if I didn't already, my kids are home, so they may be coming in at any point in time. Now, I think the problem is that if I actually pull this individual photo up, I'll lose you. So I've made it kind of as big as I can, but hopefully you can get a good shot. This shows in a very nice, again, this is an unmounted part of the board, but it really shows you your turn track or your prestige point track, your scoring track, where your meeples will be lining up before they get to go in, how they're sitting on the table, and how you have your A and your B, your C and your D, your E and your F, and then the iconography that they will be triggering. The lords sit on the right. They get to do, you can see F and E, whereas if you're over here, you got to pick E and F. Again, everything is so laid out so nicely and beautifully. There will be tokens down on these spaces that'll be retrieved as you move your guys up in the court to try to attain some of these special offices. But I just wanted to show it with none of this on there because I think, again, the artwork is so nice. And as you pick up these tokens, it really shines through. Let me go to the next page. So again, here's our court where you're seeing, again, here's our Archbishop of Canterbury. So when you get up to the position right below them, you then take over that position. Here are the wives. The wives serve as your timekeeper, your round keeper. And unfortunately, old Anne Boleyn over here, she was beheaded along with Catherine up here. The other wives were divorced, and then our top wife here, the other Catherine, I can't remember her last name, she just barely outlived Henry. So rough business for the ladies, I believe. All right. Some fun I had with the hands. So you can see the hands are big. I have large hands, and there it is. Okay, and there are the hands. Again, these are pre-production. They may even be nicer looking than these when they're done. Again, you can see how easy it is to read what the ring positions on the different fingers will do. This was amazingly well done when I really got in and started to study the rules and the detail of the pieces and of this hand in particular. I love how this was done. Not only do you have the physical rings sitting on the fingers in front of you, they then highlight them. And of course, they go across the palm in a way that you can't even mistake which rings activate what. Love it. Very, very well done. This is what I call fun with hands. You've got a hang loose symbol. You got the peace symbol. We're going to skip over whatever that is. Who knows? I get waved at a lot at work. And then what I call the high five symbol. Here's the close-up of all 5 of your scenario cards, and I'm literally pointing to the part of the board where you will pick one of those randomly or deliberately, and you'll place it on the board right below the lovely ladies, and that'll be an area where you can then take action. And here we have the green scoring cards, which will happen during play, and you can see the 3 of those, and then you can see the 3 red or end of game scoring cards and where they sit above the green, which sits above the ladies. All right, I'm going to pop back out of screen share, hopefully fairly smoothly. Yes, yes, yes. So, Tudor, if you like worker placement and you love a little bit of nastiness, All right. I've got friends that love these type of games. My wife does not. She does not like to be picked on in a board game generally. Okay. So know your audience, who you're playing with. But I'm a huge fan of worker placement. My second favorite game, maybe even of all time, is Pillars of the Earth. I adore worker placement. I like being able to get my little dudes and to go do what I want to do. Now, this game's got that added little bit of nastiness, but it's fun to figure out the Lord here and how I'm going to trigger that, what this does over there. And again, it's a general preview. If you want the full beautiful walkthrough, please go watch the Game Boy Geek. See you guys. Chief.